This is the Lights Out March, played by Arthur Pryor's band. And I remember playing this in the American Legion band, 30 years ago, 35 years ago, and also our high school marching band. The Lights Out March on a Victor 78 RPM, played on a 1917 Sears and Roebuck phonograph, which you could have ordered out of the catalog and had shipped right to your house. Okay, Lights Out March by McCoy. Boy, us trumpet players loved this because of all the triplets. Here we go. It's a good one. Drum roll, cymbal crash. Parade rest. Man, we used to go to town on that one. Okay, now I'm going to play one more with that needle, though you are supposed to change the needles every record. And we'll flip it over, to this side, and we'll have the National Emblem March. And this is the United States Marine Band. Now I want you to listen because you're going to hear some familiar snippets. This is an old acoustic, and this would have been recorded around 1915, 1918. It's called the Victor Batwing label. Recorded in Camden, New Jersey, just a few miles from where I am playing it right now. The National Emblem March. We're just having some good old patriotic music this afternoon, and I want you to watch because the sunlight is probably, the glare, but if you look through this window, you'll see Old Glory flapping in the wind. And I don't want anybody to think that I left that up in the dark. When I filmed last night, twilight was just coming. It was actually a lot lighter outside than it looked in the short. And I bring the flag in, of course, at night, and I put it back out in the daytime. So it's out there now. And you'll see it flap around. We have a nice little breeze every once in a while. You'll see the stars and stripes. Okay, National Emblem March. For all of our veterans and those who served. Here we go. All right. Ah, they fooled you. There was no brump at the end. You know, there was no little brump, ba-da-dum-bump. That's a good one. All right, we'll pull the needle out. See, the needles are made of steel, and these old records are made of shellac. That's what the needle looks like. And the needles were manufactured to be replaced after every record. Now, you can maybe play 2 records. And there were some needles you could play maybe 10 records on. But if you didn't change the needle, they would destroy the shellac records. And so you have a little cup here. Well, you can't see it, but the spent or used needles drop right into that cup, and you can't get them out to use them again. This is what old needles look like. That's the old. See? Now you can get, these are antique needles. I don't mind using them. You can get reproductions, and you can also use cactus. This is a fiber needle right here. Oh, get out of there. That's all I need to do is to turn this up on the floor. Turn this over on the floor. That's a cactus needle. Excuse me. All right, let's play. All right. We had a couple of marches. We haven't heard Susie yet. He might be down in the basement. Let's put a new needle in. Let's do something that's not a march. Let's do Dapper Dan. Now here's a foxtrot, and this was recorded around 1921. This is acoustic, right? And this is the old Club Royal Orchestra, and this is very rinky-dink. This will remind you of the Little Rascals. The Dapper Dan Foxtrot. Let her rip. Ah, no cymbal crash at the end. Now, that was recorded acoustically, so no electric microphone, just musicians playing into the big acoustic horn, and nothing but the power of the sound waves to actually etch into the wax master. Now, let's move ahead a few years, about 6 years. Let's go up to 1926. Well, we're going to move ahead about 5 years. What a difference. This is Erskine Tate's Vendome Orchestra. I know you say, who in the heck was Erskine Tate? Well, you might not have heard of him, but you have heard of the trumpeter who does the solo work on this record, a young Louis Armstrong. This is 1926. And this is pretty hot. This is what's called a hot dance record. The static strut. Static was a new word for for folks, because radio was a big deal. Was really coming into the homes by this time in the mid-20s. And the sets were very temperamental, difficult to tune, the old tuned radio frequency sets. And they're sort of making fun of all of the static that you would get on radios. So 1926, the static strut, Louis Armstrong playing with Erskine Tate and his Vendome Orchestra. And boy, you can really cut a rug to this one. Okay, here we go. Bum, 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 shh. That's Louis. Play it, Mr. Russell. Listen to that baritone saxophone. Wow. Wow, what a difference a few years make. From the acoustic 1921-22 recording of the Dapper Dan Foxtrot to a very young and fiery Louis Armstrong with Erskine Tate and his Vendome Orchestra. And I don't know if that was Lil on piano or not. It's too small for me to see. Excuse me, Lil Hardin. I don't know if he was with. Yeah, I can't see. Recorded in May of. Okay, let's slow it down a little bit. I don't want to wear you out. I'm not going to tell you the name of this tune, but you will recognize it within the first 3 measures. No, I take that back. You will recognize this within the first measure. That's 4 beats for those of you who didn't study music. Played by Adrian Schubert and his concert orchestra. This was electrically recorded on the Banner label. And we'll do it. This record isn't in that great shape, so we'll go ahead and get one more play out of this needle. Let's see who is the first person who can type the title of this tune into the chat. All right, name that tune. You'll know it. Here we go. I told you. Oh, come on. I can't believe you can't figure this out. No, Poodle. Oh my goodness. I'm very disappointed in you folks. Very disappointed. No! Now you've all heard it a million times. Oh, I've had enough. I cannot but hardly believe you guys are killing me. You've you've heard this a million times. Over the, can you see it? Over the waves. La da 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 dee da 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 dum. Over the waves. You know, every time you saw a cartoon where somebody was getting seasick on a boat, they always played Over the Waves. Okay, now I'm going to play the other side for you, and somebody already guessed. Well, um, you'll know the other side because you guessed wrong, but you named this tune. So this is kind of related to Over the Waves. I thought for sure somebody would know Over the Waves. Okay. This particular 78 is pretty worn, so the fidelity isn't as great. Now you'll know this one. If you don't know this one, I'm packing up my Victrola and going home. Oh wait, I'm already at home. Oh well. Now come on now. Easy. All right, I've had enough of that. Okay, music appreciation. We're almost going to wrap this up because I really do need to get... I've got some other stuff I've got to do today, but I thought, oh, let's just go live on Sunday afternoon. Is this fun? Do you like this? Should we do it again? Should we schedule? Maybe once a month we'll pick a Sunday afternoon and we'll have music appreciation class. What do you think? Would you like that? Let me see what you're telling me. Well, I'll have to go back and read it later. Lori says, sure. Okay, we'll pick a Sunday afternoon and we'll just do it for maybe a half an hour or something like that. Let's do, well, here's a name that was internationally known, and your grandparents knew Paul Whiteman. And this is Tenting Down in Tennessee with a vocal refrain. Now, you know when it says vocal refrain, We'll have to see if we can identify who it is, because they don't tell us. They just say vocal refrain. So who could it be? And this recording was done in 1925. And this funny thing, this is an electrical recording, but it's got the old-fashioned acoustic batwing label. But right up here in the shellac, embossed, are the letters V-E. That stands for Victor Electric. And so they had a soft introduction. They didn't change the labels for about the first 5 or 6 months. So it looks like you have an old acoustic. But that VE means Victor Electric. So this was actually recorded by an electric microphone. Yeah. And they would soon replace this label with the fancier Victor scroll label, and it would announce orthophonic recording. And what a difference. Going from an acoustic recording to an electrical recording was sort of like going from talking to somebody over long distance telephone to talking to them in person. What a difference in the fidelity. So we'll play this now. This is Paul Whiteman and his orchestra with a vocal refrain. And this is tenting down in Tennessee. All right, we might hear some Henry Bussey cornet on here. I don't know, we might.